Hey, what's up everybody? Today I want to show you that even if you only go to the humble Aldi grocery store, you can still make some pretty awesome stuff at home. By the way, if this is your first time checking out the channel, my name's Colin. Hello and welcome. Every Wednesday I put out videos of some excessive cooking project that I made over the weekend. So hit subscribe to follow along and see what I make next. So one of the secrets to making the most out of any limited store environment, like maybe the farmer's market or Aldi, is by having techniques in mind and not recipes. And this is easier than it sounds. You don't have to go study a big dictionary of cooking techniques. This can be as simple as taking an archetype of a food you've already cooked 1,000 times and then just applying that to the ingredients you find in the store. So that could look like saying, I want to make tacos this week. So I know I need to get tortillas, but the protein and the vegetables and the toppings, that can all be interchangeable based on what's available. So, you might be at the farmer's market and they might have bison that week and you might try to make tacos, or maybe, you're vegetarian, you're going to do black beans and you can pick and choose your toppings while you're there. You can apply that to a lot of different dishes that you've made before. So today I know that I want to make 3 courses, an app, an entree, and a dessert. Now I know that the app, I want to be something with cheese and a carb, so maybe crackers or chips or something that go with the cheese, because I know that Aldi has good crackers and good cheeses, and maybe we'll see if there's something fun I can do to dress up the cheese based on what they have there. For the entree, I know I want to do some kind of meat with veg, and then I know I'm going to want to make some kind of sauce. So whether that's a puree or some other kind of sauce, I don't know, I'll see what they have and see what goes with whatever meat they have that looks good. And for dessert, I know that I want to make some kind of fruit booze topper for ice cream. So we'll see what they have for all those options today. All right, so we're getting loaded up and ready to go to Aldi here. Hey, if you've never been to Aldi, you need to be prepared. It's a very unique shopping experience. So here's some things to watch out for. So first of all, you need to understand that they only have a couple of employees working at any given time. So they rely on these quarter carts where you have to stick a quarter in the cart to get the cart out. And then when you return your cart, you get the quarter back. And that way they don't have to have an employee chasing carts down all day. So always keep an Aldi quarter in your car. But don't worry, if you forget a quarter, just go buy a small pack of nuts by the cash register and then use your debit card and you can get some cash back and ask for quarters. Aldi doesn't have any bags when you check out, so bring your own. And if you forget, you can always grab a box off the shelf. In fact, they encourage that because then that's less work for employees have to do with clearing out boxes. The selection is limited. It's all house brand and they'll only have 1 or 2 items for each category that you may be used to seeing hundreds of items in the bigger grocery store. So you may need to go make a second stop for some items elsewhere. Alrighty, here's my bounty. I got this pork tenderloin because their pork chops were way too thin, so I can cut these to make my own as thick as I want. And we're gonna do some chickpeas for the sides. My app will be that Brie with a fruit topper, probably some blueberries. And I found some delicious berries for dessert and some booze we'll incorporate into that. Okay, disclaimer time. Yes, there are some things I did not buy at Aldi that are going in this meal, but they are all things you can buy at Aldi. I just happened to have them on hand and didn't feel like being wasteful. So, salt, pepper, olive oil, honey, and some citrus. I already had that on hand. You can get all of that at Aldi, but, just want to be fully upfront that, yeah, there's some things I didn't buy, but come on, cut me some slack. I'm trying not to be wasteful. All right, with that out of the way, let's go make some good food. First, I'm going to make the app. I'm going to bake this Brie for about 15 minutes. While that's chooching away, I'm going to whip up a blueberry sauce with some honey, lemon, and sugar. All right, so I just got the Brie out of the oven, and I was trying to be all fancy and do some kind of chef's table with the plating. And it just oozed all down the side because the Brie was too soft, and now it just looks like a blueberry Jabba the Hutt. Now there's a reason though that I don't have that plate in front of me right now, because I gave my wife a bite of it and she was like, okay, this is mine, and she took it away from me, and she's demolishing it right now because it is unbelievably good. Yeah, you're gonna want to make this one. It is so good. Okay, so now I should probably go prep the dessert so it has time to get tasty before I make the entree. I'm gonna make a mixed berry compote, and to do that I have to make a booze syrup. So I'm gonna add some dry white wine and this weird raspberry cocktail I found at Aldi, and then some sugar. I'm just heating this up to the point that the sugar melts, and then I'm gonna slice up some berries and then let them sit in that syrup until it's dessert time. Now we're on to the entree. This pork tenderloin is massive, so I'm gonna just slice off a few medallions for dinner tonight and then freeze it so I can decide what to do with the rest later. Then I'm gonna season this with some salt and pepper, cayenne, caraway, cumin seed, some coriander, cinnamon, and garlic powder. Now it's time to roast some chickpeas by first draining out the fluid from the can and then rubbing them in a paper towel to dry. Next, I'll toss those in some oil and salt and pepper and roast in the oven for about 20 minutes. I think a cumin lime sour cream sauce that goes on Sean Brock's succotash recipe is going to be awesome with this pork chop and the chickpeas. So I'll make a batch of that by adding the juice and zest of a lime to half a cup of sour cream and then adding cumin and salt and pepper to taste. This stuff is freaking awesome. Now that the chickpeas are almost done, I'm just going to simply saute these chops in a pan until they reach 145 degrees internally, and then I'm going to put them out to rest for about 5 minutes before plating up. All right, just got done plating up the entree, and yes, yet again, I was trying to do some kind of fancy plating, but it looks kind of ridiculous. I was trying to do some kind of avant-garde splatter technique on the bottom of the plate with the sour cream sauce for the pork chop, but it just looks like somebody made a mess and spilled milk everywhere. I think I'm gonna have to do a video just on plating so that way I can get better at this, because this looks awful. But luckily again, the flavors were on point and the cook was perfect on the chop. The cumin lime sour cream and those Moroccan spices on the chop were a match made in heaven. And those roasted chickpeas were kind of crunchy and they went really well with everything else on the plate to kind of have a really fun texture. So at least the flavors were all amazing. All right, so I got to plate up dessert. We'll see how this one goes. This is the easy part now. All I have to do is put ice cream on a plate and add some of our marinated fruit to the plate. Of course, I managed to make this look like a mound of mush too. Well, everything today turned out unbelievably tasty. It was all really good. Side note, yes, I did combine that booze fruit with that weird raspberry cocktail stuff, and it's amazing and dangerous. So as we found out, plating might not be my strong suit, but hey, you'll never learn unless you try, right? I can't remember where I saw it, but last week online, I was on some random chef's social media page, and the tagline in his bio said, "I've burned more food than you've ever cooked." And gosh, that was awesome. I loved that. I know that every little failure or mistake I make is just one step on the path to growth, and that's what this whole channel is all about. I mean, I just want to constantly try new things and try to learn new skills, and I want to try to make all the things. So let me know if there's anything that you're happily failing at or making mistakes at right now. Where are you trying to learn and grow, and what are some of the hurdles along the way? So while the plating might have been off, all the flavors were awesome and the food was super delicious. And if you didn't know it, you probably wouldn't have thought that all that stuff came to Aldi, even if you were tasting it. So I think it's safe to say that you can make some pretty cool stuff with only Aldi ingredients. Now, I'm not trying to pretend like Aldi is the end-all be-all. My biggest hang-up with them is that they don't have fresh herbs, and it is annoying to have to go to another store. Although now my family, we go to the farmer's market every Saturday, so I can usually pick those up there, or I just planted an herb garden myself. So if you supplement with a good farmer's market and an herb garden, Aldi can get pretty close, but there'll be pharmaceutical items or maybe some of those specialty organic things that you really need that you can't get there. And I'm not saying that Aldi is the best, but I am saying even with some humble ingredients that don't cost an arm and a leg, you can make some pretty cool food at home. Thank you so much for watching. And if you've enjoyed watching these videos and you want to help support me and help me grow, go ahead and hit that like button and leave a comment down below. YouTube loves engagement and it helps my videos get seen. And go ahead and subscribe so you can see what's going to happen next. Alrighty, until next time, cheers.